Hello, welcome back to my channel, Rural Vermiculture. If you're new to the channel and haven't been following, these worms were harvested from a compost bucket that I had placed in the ground a couple years back. And this is the fourth video on these worms. I'm just tracking how they're doing, going from harvesting them from a yard to raising them in a bin. So now I gotta check in on them and see if I fed them too much last week or not. And I don't think it will be, but we'll soon find out. Also added them some bedding the last time. Feels good and moist still, so that's good. Well, there's okay, I'm seeing worms active on the food pile. Over here where I put the onion in, it still hasn't decomposed. But the worms are still down there eating. Here's one of the wisps I've been talking about. Just a little tiny fella. Not even completely sure what all is down in here. That's a nasty looking gob. Yeah, that's a pea. Looks like they have a little way to go on their last feeding. Kind of wondering if maybe I should hold off on feeding them anything else. There ain't a whole lot of food left here. That onion over there and these nasty looking peas. But it still isn't stinking, so I don't know. I'll just have to make up my mind what I want to do on this. There's a good number of worms in the feeding zone. Alright. I definitely don't want that to become sour or anaerobic. So I'm going to go ahead and mix in some lime with that. Dolomite lime. You don't ever want to add any lime with any added chemicals in it or fertilizers. Fertilizers will kill the worms. It'll burn them up because they breathe through their skin. Well, that should keep that neutral. And still kind of wondering whether I want to feed them anything else this time or not. They did give them a pretty good feeding the last time. And I'm going to go ahead and check on these bananas, see how they're breaking down. Looks like they're breaking down fairly well. We'll move them up into here. And what is this? Oh, more banana. Looks like the banana's just about been devoured. Ain't much of it left I'm seeing. Not sure what some of this is. I'm just going to blend this bottom layer up in with the bedding that I gave them the last time. But it looks like they're doing fairly well. They may not eat everything, but it looks like they got around to most things. Done pretty good. Piece of onion. Like I said in the last video, you can feed them onion. A lot of people say you can't, but they do appear to be eating it. I think it's funny just how many smaller worms I'm seeing in here now. And whenever I was harvesting them from the compost bin, I couldn't see them. But there were also a lot of cocoons, and you have some wisps that are just now hatching out. Some have hatched out, and some are still hatching out. They'll keep progressing, building up their population here. I think I'm going to try to spread this food a little bit lower in the bin, try to even it all out. And even though they didn't eat quite everything, it's getting broken down good, and they're able to get at it. And it appears I have a good bit of worms over here in the feeding area. So yeah, I believe I will add at least a little food, keep them going, keep them interested there. And we know they like pumpkins, so give them a few more pieces. I didn't see any of the pumpkin in there. And I don't want to overdo it like I did the last time, so I think I'm going to cut it at that. Just continue their feeding as normal. Add in some lime. Give them some of these coffee grounds. They love coffee grounds. Now I'll just give them some of my worm shell that I made up for them, and they really tend to like that. I never seen any of that left over. But I add sugar in with my worm shell, and the sugar helps the microbes reproduce and populate. Kind of like adding, what am I thinking of? Oh well. Then lost that thought. But sugar does help the microbes to repopulate. And that's what the worms are here to eat, really, are the nematodes and other microbes that are after the actual food to eat it. While they're breaking down the food, the worms are eating the microbes and the nematodes, and they're growing larger. But all of this helps them to grow and provide me with some awesome soil amendments, their worm castings. So I guess that's going to be all on this one. We'll see you for the next one.